It has been a long time since I've ever seen something like this. This has been pretty wild as far as this happens. So let me kind of show you how Bros looks, and I'll show you kind of a little bit of an example of why I think that Bros, and I can even show one other that kind of looks like this. So for example, we saw the SPX about 2 weeks ago, pulled back into its daily 21, right? And then we saw the market start to move up. And I would say that the market looks like this section right here, where it's just kind of running along the daily 8, keeps pushing, pushing, pushing. And you can see here how price has been holding the hourly 50 as well. But notice what happened. I know on the daily chart kind of looks like we had a double top, but you see there's a little wick. So if you look here, here is that wick on the hourly chart, but look at the Moxie indicator. You see how the Moxie indicator was flat this entire time? So basically you can see how price kept going higher, but notice how the Moxie indicator just was flat. That is a form of negative divergence, and the SPX is even worse. The SPX is actually having the Moxie indicator trending or staying below zero in a very flat fashion like that while price continues to try to push up. So these are very similar in what I'm seeing with the Moxie indicator. I would even try to say it's worse because the Moxie indicator is below zero on the SPX. But yeah, it just keeps kind of grinding, grinding, grinding higher. And like I said, that we could actually see new highs or a high before it finally rolls over. Here's Bros doing the same thing. You got a new high where it broke out from its previous high right there, and then that's the trigger to where they sell into it and roll it over. And then you could even see here that we get that Moxie price trigger to the downside, and then we get Bros coming back down to the daily 21, which is ultimately what I really just wanted to see from the SPX. So that's kind of what I've been looking for and just waiting for. Is like, wow, this move. I'll take you back to the SPX now that I showed you that example from Bros. And what you can see here is, we got that first dip here to the 21, and then yes, we managed to break out, but we have been only following the daily 8 EMA. I've been waiting for some sort of pullback to the daily 21, which is down here. And it just certainly hasn't happened yet. Now, I'm sure someday it will happen, but of course, timing is important when we're in the markets because it doesn't matter if you're if you're right, if your timing is wrong, because there can be a lot that happens in between. And that's kind of what I'm dealing with right here, is that I think this is getting awfully frothy. I am very hesitant to keep adding to long positions in through this area just because this is pretty wild, and I don't know how long it can last. And I would really really hate to start loading up on long positions when the market is basically here, and a few days after I put on those long positions, the market suddenly pulls back down here, kind of like Bros did.